This video is made for entertainment purposes only. All claims are alleged. The contents of facts and all data shown in this video have been taken from various social platforms. Any resemblance to any person, entity, in any form is purely coincidental. My intention is not to hurt the sentiments of any person, personality, or any community in any form. Lioness YouTube channel. This is my first video on my channel. I'm very excited to be starting. So I will be doing TV show reviews, mostly reality TV shows, and social commentary. So that'll be hot topics, celebrity news sometimes, politics, and whatever else I want to speak on. And I am very excited to be starting. So let's get right into it. The first episode we're going to be reviewing is Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 5. Yes, I know this is the 5th episode, and this is my first video, but, I didn't want to, backtrack. I just wanted to start right where I'm at while starting, so I'm going to start at the current episode. So we're in Scene 1 with Stormy and Courtney, and they're walking into the Canvas Beauty's new warehouse, and they're going to have a staff meeting. And Stormy talks about the warehouse, the last warehouse they were at was very disorganized, and that they have 4,000 to 5,000 back orders. And when I seen that, and then after she said that, and I seen the staff, and it was only 5 people, that was telling. And it's like, okay, now I see why you have 5,000 back orders. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, I understand she's saying she wants to meet productivity, and the team that she has now is a family to her, and she's emotionally invested in them, and she doesn't want to make the changes that she needs. But 4,000 to 5,000 back orders, and you only got 5 motherfuckers working in that warehouse, that doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, it don't make no sense to me. She says she has the retailers ordering 20,000 that has to be filled in 2 weeks. And that's not like a one-time order. They're going to be reordering 20,000. How much productivity do you expect to meet with only 5 people? That doesn't make any sense. So I feel like maybe she doesn't have the funding for payroll to hire more people, but I feel like she's a successful business. They've been in business for a long time. She can go and get a line of credit. She can go get business loan, whatever. 100,000, 250, whatever, however much. Get some funding. If you don't have the funding on hand, get some more funding and put that in payroll so you can hire more people, at least 5 more people, 10 more people, to get caught up and then keep up, because there's a lot of people complaining about not getting their stuff. I heard one person say, I see one comment, they said they didn't get their serum or whatever they ordered for 4 months. 4 months. And you still only have 5 people working in there. Now, I'm not saying this is in real time, but you have 5 people working in there. Okay, I see why this person took this person's order 4 months to come. That is ridiculous. Like, I've never heard of that before. 4 months, and you're backed up 4,000 to 5,000 orders, and you're still not trying to hire nobody. You don't want to hire people for long. Okay, go hire a staffing company and hire temporary employees to help you get caught up. And then once you get caught up, then the temporary, they're done, and you meet, and then you work with your team. Like you said, you want to work with your current team before you and meet the productivity before you meet up, before you hire more hands. But it seems like you don't want to do none of that. You just want to, okay, we got to meet the product. It's clearly not working. It's clearly not working with the 5 people you got. You're clearly not able to reach productivity with the 5 people that's in there. So I feel like Stormy needs to hire more people. She just does. And I feel like it'll meet the product. I understand, like, she wants the current team to get it together, because they're most likely they're going to be training whoever they bring in. But I just feel like she just need to bring people in. It's just 4,000 to 5,000 back orders is crazy. And she lets the team know, to offset the delays from the back orders for the customers, she gives the customers incentives and gifts, but that takes away from the business, giving away free stuff to make up for the delay. And I understand that. That's why I say you need to invest in more people, invest in your payroll. If you don't have the funding to hire people to be able for you to pay them, you need to do that, because I don't see them being able to get caught up with just 5 people, and that's a lot of fucking orders, a lot of orders. And trust me, I know, because I used to work in warehouses. I know how that goes. One person can only do so much. So yeah, she needs to hire at least 5 more people. Maybe not, it don't have to be full time, but you can hire a staffing company, pay them, and they'll get you some temporary workers in there. And like I feel like that'll be a big solution. It might not be the overall solution, but that'll be a big solution, and I'm pretty sure they'll get caught up quicker, way faster. Because people waiting that long for something they order is ridiculous. 4 months. I'm not saying everybody's waited that long, but that's a long time. Okay, so now we're going to the next scene with Melody, and she meets up with her business team, and she lets them know that they are appreciated, and that she's only as great as her team, which I appreciate that, and I love that, because when you grow, where you're growing in business, you definitely have to delegate responsibilities. You definitely hire people that, whatever you're not well equipped in or have the most knowledge, you can hire somebody that has the most knowledge in that area, and has that expertise, and to grow your brand, to grow your business, which is great. And they're clearly doing their job. Melody is clearly booked and busy, and I love it. So in Melody's confessional, she lets us know that she is still considering Tisha and Marcel's expo, but she doesn't think everyone understands how much she has on her plate. She, like I said before, she's very booked and busy. If you follow her on Instagram, you can see she's very booked and busy. She's always has something going on. She's always marketing and promoting her businesses, her dropping music, fashion projects. Like, she's always booked and busy. And I feel like they know that. And, like I said, she's always booked and busy, and she's very inspiring, and she is doing great. And she's speaking with her team to talk about what's to come for 2023, this year, and what she has coming up in advance. They're letting her know, hey, her 7th beauty launched in February, and she already hit $1 million in sales. She has January to June speaking engagements with high school students about opening their own businesses. She has she's getting more into fashion, and he also has a movie that they want her to lead in. Like, Melody is booked and busy. So like I said, for the previous episode, for Tisha and Marshall to be put her back because she asked how much are they paying was ridiculous, because Melody is clearly on another level, and they don't want to accept that. They don't want to give her flowers, but she's definitely on another level, and I'll be asking for payments too, because I got a lot of shit. Like she said, she's booked and busy, and everything that I'm booked for, I'm making money. So I'm not about to make time for your event and you not even pay me, and I'm not even friends with you. No, you're gonna pay me, because whatever time I would have to make for your event, I could, without getting paid, I could put some in that time and be making money like everything else I'm doing. So yeah. But after everyone leaves, she has a little quick chat with her manager, about her, and her manager asks about her mental health and her emotional health. And I appreciate that, because a lot of people don't ask that question. Even like in business, a lot of people don't care. They just care about the business. That's it. They don't care about your personal life. They don't care about how you doing mentally, emotionally, personally. They don't care about that. So I appreciate that. I feel like her manager is genuine and really does want the best for her. She's not just in it for a check. But Melody says it's a lot and feels like a life crisis, and I can see that, and I can agree to that. Like, a divorce from someone you were with for 13 plus years, married to, that's all you know, been with since college, have 4 children, you had a great life, building all that, and for you to have to go to a divorce because of a narcissistic ass, cheating ass, bum ass, lying ass, dirty ass husband who didn't want to get it together. And then after that, then you leave him, let him go, let him be in the streets like you wanted to be. And then he still messing with you. He's still fucking with you. He's still harassing you, stalking you, won't let you go. It's a lot, and it's definitely a life crisis. And then, she says, and then her manager agreed. And I feel like this is, like I said, her manager is really on her team and really understand what she's going through, because her manager also let us know that she went through a horrible divorce as well. So then, uh her manager just lets her know that, yeah, I always want to make sure I do mental health checks with you, because I know what you're going through behind the scenes, because we only see just the snippet of what she goes through on the camera. Just imagine what she goes through behind the scenes that we don't know anything about, because she still protects Martell. The stuff that gets out and we find out about, she it doesn't come from Melody, I'm sure. Somebody else lets it be known, but Melody still protects Martell, and I'm gonna get to that in a moment. Like, why I don't like that, and I really want Melody to stop protecting him, because he definitely does not protect her. But yeah, but Melody, in her confessional, she speaks about her children and wanting to maintain a lifestyle and a way of living for them on her end that they've been accustomed to. So they've been accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and she wants to make sure that just because they got a divorce and their life has completely changed and altered, she does not want their way of living to change. Like, so that's why she's so always booked and busy. You see, Martell not worried about that shit. He don't got shit going on. He can't pass the fucking open book license builder's test. He can't do. He's not doing none of that. And we all know he's a fucking bum. He don't have no fucking. He just want to like make her life a living hell and control her. Melody is worse, and he always want to bring up the kids like he's so concerned about the kids, when Melody is the one busting her ass every day. Like, I follow Melody. I see how booked and busy. She's busting her ass every day to make sure her kids are good, make sure her kids still have the same life that they had when their parents were married. And I applaud that, and I respect that, and I admire that. Melody is a inspiration to me, and I'm Team Melody. I'm not a mellow meter, but I support Melody, and I will always support her. And I don't care. I don't care about who feels away, because I feel like a lot of people like to straddle the fence, especially on these panels about the show and in certain conversation when it has something to do with Melody and Martell. A lot of people want to straddle the fence and say, "Oh, well, I'm not on either person's side," and and but I don't. But I feel like people say that just so they won't get attacked from other people saying, "Oh, you're biased." I don't give a damn if you think I'm biased. I'm not biased. Trust me. But I'm not afraid to say who I support, and I support Melody, and that's just what it is. Okay? And then Melody goes on to say that she has to be her best self for her children, and some people and energies don't fit with that. And I agree with her too. Like, I'm a big on energy and peace as well. I'm an intuitive, I'm an empath, and I'm very observant. And when certain people come around, certain energies come around, it can mess up your whole day. It can mess up your whole vibe. Uh, Certain people come around and they mentally and emotionally and verbally abuse you. You won't be your best self for your children. So I don't see how a lot of people still try to make it out to be that Melody is not worth doing whatever she can for her children, and Martell is bullshit. Okay, but next we go to scene number 3, and this is Tisha and Marceau. They're at Black, and they have Slutty Vegan in their parking lot in front of Black. And it was a very big turnout, which is really cool, and I really liked it. And I really do think this is going to be a very good business venture for them if they, if that comes into play and it's successful. Because I'm from Atlanta, and I have not tasted Slutty Vegan, and I don't know, I keep forgetting, but I definitely gonna go taste it. Definitely gonna go get a bite of Slutty Vegan. But I think it will be a really good business venture for them. Black owned businesses, coming together. So then Kimmy and Maurice rock in, and they talk about the meeting that they had in the previous episode. And they feel like it went better than expected. Maurice says that their counterparts are still going through stuff though, and he's referring to Melody and Martell. and talking about the who said the host. Tisha said the host. And I need stop saying that. Stop saying the host. You mean the Holt and Melody Cherie? Because I'll be offended on Melody. Like, stop calling me Holtz. I'm not a Holt. I'm not married to this man no more. I done changed my name. Mine is Melody Cherie. Yes, just stop. It's offensive. I don't want to be tied to this man. I already have to be tied to this man because of my 4 children. But just stop it. But anyway, so Tisha says, they hope to be able to focus on the professional side and let them handle their business issues themselves, which I agree with. And that's just for everybody, like everybody involved in the core 6. They need to be professional and keep the personal out of it. And then Kimmy asks again, what is the event? A group event or Tisha and Marcel event? Because they still have not been clear on what this event is. Is it an actual group event where the group is going to come together and put it together? They're all going to plan. They're all going to market it. They're all going to build it. They're all going to be reaching out to other people. What is it? Or is it just Tisha and Marceau doing all of the planning, all of the marketing, all of this, and they just come and show up? They still have not answered that, which I don't understand. That's why I feel like this was really just something for the show to say, to get them together. It was just a scene that they did. Because when they was asking all these questions, and especially the previous episode, they had no type of answer. Because, like I said, I feel like it's just a scene to put in the show so they can come together. But yeah, they don't have no type of answer for that, which doesn't make any sense. So Kimmy, but Tisha says it's not fully planned out, and they just wanted feedback on their idea. Like I said, it was not fully planned out. I feel like it was just something for the show, and I don't even think it actually happened. But yeah, and then Marcel says, "Yeah, we're using you," and we kind of figured that. And then Tisha and Marcel confessional, they said that Kimmy and Maurice are acting like the Holts, and they need to be more like the Scotts. And I'm like, and Tisha also said, yeah, Kimmy might have been around Melody too long. So you see, we all know that this come to Jesus moment that they're having, especially Tisha and Melody, is definitely, it was forced. We all know it was forced. It's fake. They're just doing it for the show and for the check. We already know that it's fake because Carlos let it be known. Yeah, I had to go down there and to Melody, Tisha, whatever, and tell them like, y'all gonna have to put y'all this aside to get this show back on the road. We cannot keep y'all bickering. Which I feel like that was a bad idea for Carlos to let people know that. I feel like we were gonna find that out, like, or we were gonna see that naturally, like, yeah, this is fake. But for him to tell us that, I don't think that was a good idea for him, because now we really know, and it's like nobody believes any of it, and it's not interesting anymore, because we know it's so many produced scenes, and we know it's not genuine. Nobody wants to see that. We're still supposed to be a reality show. I mean, we all know reality shows, most of them, yeah, they do produce a lot of scenes and whatever, but for you to write out, the producers or the writer just tell us like, yeah, we're producing, we have to force it, that wasn't a good idea. I don't think he should have let people know that. But yeah. And then Kimmy says if they're working and they're giving time, they look to be reimbursed, especially when they're on a different level. And when the teacher has this crazy look on her face like, but we're not on a different level. Well, it is someone that is on a different level, and it's Melody. And like I said, like, it shows when Tisha, she's still holding on to the beef with Melody. She's still, like, it's slowly coming back out. She did a little good on the last episode, but it's slowly coming back out. Like, yeah, we know it's forced, but yeah, it's coming out of Tisha. Like, she still ain't let that shit go for real. I mean, then Kimmy's confessional. Kimmy's confessional. Um, she has a lot. She says she has a lot going on in her life. We all know that. We really don't know about the business side. We just know about, her cancer and chemotherapy, and that's a lot in itself. So I feel like, why wouldn't you, especially Kimmy and Melly, why wouldn't you reimburse them? Kimmy, she's going through a life-threatening illness, chemotherapy. When she does chemotherapy, she gets sick, she can be weak, and you want her to do something and take away from her time, from healing, from recovering, all that, and don't pay her. Yeah, I would have been said no, because you got me messed up. Okay, so, and then she lets us know, like, she just feels like Tisha and Marsha are leaning on this event being for the community to avoid answering the question. And Maurice agrees, and I agree too. Like, you're not gonna be using this and trying to um hit our emotional or hit our heartstrings with this community stuff, but you don't want to pay nobody just to avoid the question because y'all not prepared, which I feel like is just fake. But they're not prepared, they don't want to answer no question, and they don't want to pay nobody. And they wasn't even thinking about money, period, until Melody said, well, you don't have to spend money out of your own pocket, you can do sponsorship. And when Melody said that, we seen a little light bulb go off in Marcel's head, like, oh, we could do that. Yeah, but they probably gonna sponsor something and want to pocket the money, keep it all the money for themselves and not pay nobody. And no, we not doing that. Disagree, don't like it, no. So then Reese says, well, they got some decisions to make as far as payments. And Marceau quickly said, it's not hard, I'm not paying nobody. And when he would have said that, I would have been like, all right, then we ain't doing it. The fuck you mean? Like, come on now, stop playing with me. So then Teacher says, well, we're just gonna have to figure out if it'll just be their event only. And I thought Marceau already said that in the last episode, like at the meeting, like, well, it's our event and y'all just do what y'all feel like you want to do. But yeah, they're too unorganized. They don't want to pay nobody. I would have been said no and left it at that. Period. All right, so then we get to the next scene, and Marceau is at Martel's house, which I think is his mom's house. And he's helping Martel study for open book builder's license test that he says in his confessional that he failed 4 times. 4 fucking times. How the fuck do you fail a open book test 4 times? How? How? Like, I'm really confused. How do you fail an open book test 4 fucking times? That's crazy to me. So they're obviously doing a trade-off because Marcel bum ass don't got no fucking money. And Marceau is gonna help him study. And Martel said, in exchange for him helping me study, I'm gonna get him in shape. Okay. Which is cool, but we all know he doing that because he don't got no fucking money to pay him. Or nobody else. Because Marceau quickly lets him know, me helping you study these classes really cost thousands of dollars. Yeah, he let him know, yeah, I'm helping you, I'm doing a favor, and this shit costs $1,000. But understand, you ain't got no fucking money, so yeah, I'm gonna take the training from you, which is bullshit. But we know Marcel ain't got no fucking money, so we gonna leave it at that. So then they talk about the Core 6 meeting for the expo, and Marcel said it was refreshing, and it's better for someone who owns it or they're running it instead of a whole group coming up with something, because it'll be power struggles, which I agree, because we've seen that in the previous season when they first came with the comeback group. It was power struggles. They couldn't agree to disagree, and they never got anything, up off the ground. So Marceau says everybody needs to work together, and they're not going to accept any friction, which is cool, and I agree with that. But I feel like that's never going to come to a fruition because y'all don't want to pay nobody. So that shit ain't gonna come to light. That shit dead. It's just, really feel like they only put this shit together for the show, for scenes, and to get the group together. Because, like I said, it's forced and it's produced because people got tired of the never ending drama. And yeah. So then Martell asks, when did Tisha and Mel become besties again? Is it real? We all know it's not, and we all know they're not besties. They're forced to be cordial because they want to keep the show going. Marcel says Melody invited their kids to her kids' party, and Martell was surprised about that. And he said Melody kept the kids from him for 56 days. And he didn't see Mariah or Malia's birthday and didn't call. They didn't call him. And I'm like, first of all, I know for a fact the reason why he was kept from for 56 days was court ordered. And I believe it was a story about how he got upset. This is all alleged. He got upset and he put his hands on Tank, his son. And the court ordered him to stay away. And he couldn't see them for a reason. But we all know Martell's a fucking big liar. And he wants to paint the narrative in his favor all the fucking time and make it out to be like Melody is a bad mom and she's trying to keep it from his kids. That's bullshit. I don't believe nothing Martell says. He's full of shit, and that's just what it is. Then he lies about Mariah and Malia's birthday and not seeing them, and they didn't call him. First of all, you're the fucking parent. I hate when parents and adults, whoever family, do that. When the parents want to put it on the children to keep a relationship with it. No, that's not a fucking child's responsibility. You are the fucking parent. And you wonder why when certain kids get a certain age, they get older, they don't come visit you. They don't want nothing to do with you. They don't talk to you like that. They don't do none of that. Because you didn't do that when they were young. You would put all that responsibility on them. That's bullshit. I hate when adults do that to children. No, especially parents. You are the parent. You do what the fuck you're supposed to do. That's your responsibility. You call your children when you need to. You do all of that for your children. Your children should not have to worry about that shit. They should not have to worry about anything like that. They're children. Let them enjoy their adolescent life. Then we all know, or whoever doesn't know, I seen where Melody already pulled out receipts where she did invite him. He just was not there. He did not show up. And we know he doesn't show up for a lot of fucking things. Because after the season right after their first divorce, the season right after their divorce, when Melody and Martell went to the co-parenting therapist together, we already knew that Martell didn't see his kids for a long time. He didn't buy them no Christmas gifts. He didn't want to see them because he was fucking broke and he was embarrassed. So we know he doesn't show up for a lot of fucking things. And like I said, Melody continues to protect him. And I really wish she wouldn't. But yeah, that was debunked a long time ago. He was invited, he just didn't show up. Okay. Then he says Mariah emailed him and said that she wants him to come, and that Melody said he can come. Which we all know is that didn't happen. Melody did not say he could come because as soon as he got there, she was like, "What are you doing here? I didn't invite you." So I don't know if somebody lying or whatever, but yeah. He was not invited. He was not supposed to come there. Then he says Melly doesn't want to see them co-parenting or being nice to him. And I'm like, I don't understand. What do you mean? I don't get it. But yeah, we're gonna move on. And then he was like, Melly doesn't want him to mess up her peace. And he says, I don't mess up your peace. I don't do or say anything wrong, which is a lie. We all know this is a lie. We don't see him do some bullshit. We don't see him argue with her. We don't see him go on a whole smear campaign. We don't see him on social media causing chaos and drama. We don't seen it. And this is just the little thing that we see in front of the camera. We don't heard shit that happens behind the camera where he done pop up. He's done pop up multiple places causing havoc, being irate. We done seen it. Clearly we seen it in this episode, popping up, just doing shit. So what are you talking about? So you're just 100% lying on camera, saying I don't do anything wrong, I don't say anything. We done seen where you texting her phone, emailing her 24/7 nonstop with, and it has nothing to do with kids. It has everything to do with you wanting to get her back. So that's a full-faced lie, and I can't believe he really just sit there and lie like that. But I can believe it because he's a fucking narcissist. He's a liar. We know what type of man he is. But I just, like, come on, man, really. And he says he can't talk to his kids when they're with her because he doesn't have her number, but she can call his phone anytime. And we all understand, we all know why he can't call her, because we know he's calling her about some bullshit. He's calling her, he might say one sentence about them kids. Everything else is about him and wanting to get back with her and him harassing her and all of that. We all know it. And he was like, well, she can call me anytime when the kids were with me, but she doesn't want to, because she knows if she calls you, you're gonna she gives you an inch, you're gonna take a 50,000 miles, not 1 mile, 50 miles. You're not gonna be talking about the fucking kids at all. And Marsha says he can't give him any advice because he's haven't been in this situation. And Marsha says he just wants to see his kids on every special occasion on the exact day. And she says you can celebrate it next week, but he doesn't feel that way, which is bullshit, because I've seen on Instagram where Melody would celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving early or after because she knew her kid was going to be with you, and she wasn't able to spend Christmas and Thanksgiving on those exact days. So for you to expect something that she doesn't get is bullshit, and it's ridiculous, and it's sick. And it's like he's very entitled, and he really feels like he really just wants control. That's really what it is. He wants control. He wants control like he had in the marriage, and that's over with, dead, done, because of you. That's all. It's done because Melody respects his time. Where in the previous couple episodes ago, she cried about not being able to see her kids every fucking day because of you and your bullshit choices that you made. I've seen it myself where she was without her kids on Christmas and Thanksgiving. But yet you want, and she respects that, and she lets you have that time. But then you want to turn around and take her time, and you don't respect her time. Nigga, fuck you. That's some bullshit. Like I said, I wish Melody would stop protecting this man. Like, I would have been exposed him for all the shit that happened behind the scenes, and I would have been stopped protecting him. And that's it. Because he damn sure does not respect her time, does not respect her wishes, her boundaries, and does not protect her at all. And we gotta learn, women, especially black women, especially gotta learn how to stop protecting these men, stop doing all of that shit because they don't do it for you. Stop. We gotta stop doing that. Especially when it's not being reciprocated, because that can be the detriment. That can be your downfall. No, we not doing that no more. Gotta get out of that. And Marcel says his heart goes out to him because it's pertaining to the kids. Fuck Martell. My heart don't go out for Martell. I don't feel bad for Martell. None of that. And what I know, and I see right through Martell, he's full of shit and he's a piece of shit. My heart don't go out for nothing. But we all know Marceau is a fucking chauvinist and misogynist, and he gonna be on the man's side regardless. And in Martell's confessional, he says he feels that Melly should always extend an invitation whenever it's for his kids. Make sure he's invited and he'll make sure she's invited. We're not celebrating each other, we're celebrating the children. And I say cap, because one, you don't do shit for your fucking kids. Everything that the kids have is because of their mother, not because of you. You ain't spending no money, you ain't paying shit, you ain't doing nothing. You don't plan nothing. You just want to show up whenever Melody do something, whenever she pay for something, ride her coattails and be involved like you did some shit. And you ain't contribute at all. You ain't pay for shit. You ain't plan nothing. So I call cap because you ain't gonna never do shit for them. You haven't been doing nothing for them. Shit, she left you, like she said in the next scene. And at the end, when you pop up at the party, and you ain't did shit for them since she left you. So what do you mean you gonna invite her too? No, you're not, because you don't do shit. You don't plan shit. You don't do nothing. So bullshit. And he talking about, oh, we're not celebrating each other. We celebrating the children. She understands that. You're the one who don't understand that. You're the one who always makes it about y'all and not the kids. You do that. She understands that. You don't. So then we go to the next scene. Stormy and Courtney at the warehouse again. And then they're having a meeting with Stormy's cousin, Junior. He is the production manager. So, they're having a meeting. They go in the office, close the door, and then Courtney comes in after. And I don't know if anyone noticed, Stormy, before her husband walked in, that she asked her cousin, like, what's going on. And her cousin, I feel like he was about to, like, he had a certain tone. He was about to, go in. But then as soon as her husband walked in, oh, that shit shifted. He quiet down a little bit. I noticed that, which I can respect that, and I like that. I don't care what nobody say. I like that about it. Like, you gonna respect my wife while I'm sitting here. Don't try it. I feel like Courtney, like, he give off and he look like he don't play about his fucking wife. I don't care what none of y'all say. Anybody can not like Stormy, whatever. I don't not like Stormy. I don't know. I don't feel the way most people feel. And the scenes that she's showing with her business, I actually appreciate it, because this is real life. This is what, running a business, building a business, learning while you're building a business. I appreciate these scenes, and I feel like people need to take their emotions a little bit out of it because they don't like her, and look at the scenes and appreciate it. I feel like y'all been asking for less drama and more business. They're showing more business, so I feel like I appreciate the scene. So yeah, but like I said, her husband looked like she don't play about her, and everybody else know it, and they get right when he walk in that door. Okay, so Courtney comes in, and then after he comes in, he lets her take the lead, and she's asking her cousin, like, so the energy change. So what makes you what happened for the energy to change? Because it's upbeat, it's fun, we're having fun, laughing. So what happened? So then he says, Courtney, it was all good until Courtney started riding his back and putting him on the spotlight. And Courtney was like, yeah, I do, and I expect you to do more. I expect more from you because you're the cousin. And I totally agree with that, because especially when you're working with family, they'll come in hot, and then eventually they'll start taking advantage, slacking off, thinking, oh, you ain't gonna do this, or you ain't gonna fire me because I'm your family, and they take advantage and they start slacking off like he was doing. And yeah, you family, I expect more from you because we family, not because that's why I expect more from you, because we are family. So I agree with Courtney on that. So then he brings up the fact that, well, you're on my back, but your brother work here. And Courtney was like, yeah, but he ain't never late. You are all the time. And then he makes an excuse for that. He wants to blame traffic. Then he says, well, yeah, y'all got a 5-minute grace period, so I got 5 minutes. And it's like, you the manager, you the production manager. You lead by example. You set the tone. You have to lead a whole staff. Why the fuck are you coming in late? I get it. Life happens. You might come in late once or twice a month or whatever. But you're the fucking production manager. You need to be coming in 5-10 minutes early, before 8 o'clock, or even 30 minutes. You're the manager. You lead by example. So that's some bullshit excuse. So I feel like they gave him that position just because that was her cousin. With black people in business, we try to give we're building generational wealth, so we want to give those opportunities to our family. But yeah, I feel like he didn't deserve that position, because the mindset that he had, no, it didn't align with the position that was given to him. Then he blames traffic, and Courtney says, well, leave home early. And he says he'll try. Like I said before, he didn't deserve that position. His mindset does not align. Stormy says the issue with her energy and is an issue with her energy, and she feels he's not happy there, working there anymore. Well, he says if he's working to the best of his capacity, what is he doing wrong? And Courtney says because he's always on his phone. Then he makes another excuse and says, well, the other employees be on their phone, but he never says nothing. But when I'm on my phone, he says something. Like I said, he does not have the mindset of a manager. He has a mindset of, just a regular employee, regular warehouse associate. Like, you're supposed to lead by example. Like I said, that's another excuse. So I feel like they were very justified in letting him go. So yeah. But Stormy is kind of taken aback, and she's a little upset about the meeting, and she feels like it didn't go as productive as she wanted it because she was coming from a place of compassion and love because that's her family, and she wants to give opportunities to her family while building generational wealth. And he didn't take it as serious. He was just looking at it, well, I'm just an employee to you, so it is what it is. When she was trying to make sure their personal relationship, stayed intact, and she was upset about that, which I could feel and I understand. And like I said, this is why I like these type of scenes. Y'all can feel how y'all want to feel about Stormy, but I really do appreciate these actual business scenes. You know, showing the ups and downs of business, how some businesses they want to help their family, and how that most of the time doesn't work out. Firing people, hiring people, um, being behind in your business, building your business, making changes. Like, I really do appreciate this. Like, I do. So yeah, y'all can feel how you want to feel, but I do appreciate these scenes. And y'all just what y'all asked for. So I don't understand what the issue is, but okay. And then she lets us know that moving forward, basically she's not gonna hire family anymore, because if she doesn't hire family, she doesn't have to fire family. So then we get to the ultimate scene, what everyone's really talking about, mostly. It's Mariah and Amelia's birthday party, and Martell pops up uninvited. So Martell arrives, and then as soon as he arrives, Melody asks him, yeah, Martell, can we talk? As soon as she does that, they go outside, and she tells the production, no cameras. So she didn't want that to be seen, none of that. She didn't want the kids to see, which I really applaud. Like, don't do all that in front of them. Don't do that in front of them. Don't, even if it, just to be safe, even if it gets how it did get, he started yelling and all that stuff. So they went outside, and I feel like she was still protecting this man. Like, I really hope she stopped protecting them. I do. But yeah. So in Martell's confessional, when they're walking out, he's talking about he said, what does Melody want to talk about? Probably some bullshit. I'm like, Martell, shut the fuck up. Like, you are the bullshit. You are definition of bullshit. You're full of shit, and you're a piece of shit. Like, please. So then Melody says she didn't tell him he could come. Like, she did not invite him. She didn't tell him you can come. Why are you here? And she says, this is a party she's throwing for her daughter. You throw one for yours, or have you thrown one for any of your kids since she left him? Nothing. He has not done anything. This is her event. This is her party that she's throwing for them. Off her fucking dime, off her hard work, off her back, that she wants to do to celebrate her child, her children. And it's her day. And you wanna, like you always do, wanna show up and ride the coattails of her on what she does, and then take half the fucking credit and make it seem like, oh, you contributed. No, you didn't do shit. And she said it's a private event, and she asked him to remove himself. He did not want to do that. He said you can get her later. Mind you, the party, I seen the So she said, like I said, mind you, the party was from, I seen the flyer. I'm going to put it up. The flyer for the birthday party was from 10 to 12. 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. You have from 12 p.m. you literally have all day after that to get your children and do something for them on your own dime by yourself. And she did not have to do that. But did you do that? And I feel like you didn't even do that. You didn't pick them up after that. She was being nice. She was still being trying to co-parent with you, still being lenient. And you talking about, no, I'm not leaving. I want to celebrate her birthday on today. She said you could get her after this party, which ends at 12 p.m. You have all day. It's still her birthday today. You see the bullshit? So he wasn't even hearing her. He wasn't trying to hear her. That was not what he didn't want nothing she said. He just wanted his way, and that was that. Period. Then he says, well, no, I won't. No, you can just go ahead and call the police and come get me because I'm not leaving my daughter's birthday. That's what he said. So she's saying, so he's provoking her to call the police. Even though he wants to act like she just called the police, he's provoking it. Well, you can go ahead and call the police. He doesn't respect nothing. There's boundaries, nothing. So he's provoking her to call the police on him. He then brings up that he wasn't invited to Mariah's birthday party either this year, last year, whatever. He wasn't invited to that. He said he didn't get an invitation, but when Ms. Van, she said you were invited, and I have no reason to believe Ms. Van gonna lie for no fucking reason. We all know he was invited because Melody pulled out the receipts a long time ago. So this man really just be lying, just a lie, and knowing that anybody, anytime, she can get the receipts from him lying. Like, that's crazy to me. Then Melody says, well, you were invited, and based on Madison County visitation family rights, every odd year the birthdays are for mothers, and it's an odd year, which is the birthday party that she's having today. It's an odd year, so it's her right. So she really didn't even have to give him leeway and be like, you can get them later on. It's not a problem for me. He just wanted the issue. That's why he popped up. It wasn't because he really wanted to see it. He wanted a fucking issue. He just wanted the issue. He just wanted a moment. He just wanted the issue. He just wanted the attention from Melody. That's it. And to ruin her day, ruin her peace like always, and cause chaos and havoc. Because even though she did not, like she said, she didn't have to let him get the kids that day. She didn't have to do anything. The only thing she wanted to do was leave, get the fuck out of her event that she paid for and planned, that you had nothing to do with. And then she told you can get them later on. And I'm pretty sure you didn't get them because you had some other shit to do. It was said that you went to Atlanta. So you didn't even get them. He just wanted, like people said, a photo op, and that was it. And a ride off of Melody's coattails. Like he did something and he didn't. After Melody tells him you can get her today after this party, that's fine. He says, no, I want to celebrate my daughter's birthday on her birthday. And Melody really just, you can see the frustration. Like, are you not even hearing me, you dumbass nigga? Like really. It's still her birthday today. This party ends at 12 p.m. You have all day after that to do whatever. Like, come on. So Melody's confessional, she says she doesn't want it to turn into a big drama and a big scene. And I know that because she told the cameras, no cameras, and she went outside, away from the party, away from the kids, so they didn't have nothing, they didn't see or hear anything, which is good. So then it gets heated after, They're outside. Everybody's out there, and Miss Van tells him, "You need to step back," or whoever she told that to. I believe she tweeted and said that because Martell brought his cousin and aunt there, and I guess because Melody tweeted and she said they were getting into, everybody was standing there, and Miss Van was protecting her daughter, saying, "You need to step back." So when Miss Van told Martell's aunt, "You need to step back," he gets loud and starts screaming at Miss Van, talking about, "You need to step back." That would have been the moment I would have knocked the fuck out of Martell. Knocked the fuck out of Martell, his auntie, and the cousin. Because who the fuck are you yelling at? That would have been the fucking moment. I don't look, see, and that's what I'm saying. That's why his action, because he could take you out of character. Because it's still a birthday party. We won't have no type of commotion, no drama, no nothing at the child's birthday party. If you yelling at my mama, and she didn't even yell at you, she just said it so peacefully and confidently, "You need to step back," and you yelling at my motherfucking mama, oh, I'm gonna knock the fuck out of you, your auntie, your cousin, and whoever else think they want to come get it. I don't give a damn. And that's just how I feel, and I'm taking that shit back. Then she was like, "Well, she's not in this." And Martell still screaming to the top of his lungs, sounding like a motherfucking chipmunk. You ain't in this either. Like, I would have went off on Martell. You yelling at my mama like that to the top of your fucking lungs. Like, are you serious? No. Are you fucking crazy? So then he's like, "Whatever, I don't care. I ain't leaving. Go ahead and call the police." Still provoking her to call the police on him, trying to cause drama, havoc, whatever. Ridiculous. So then he leaves. So you see, he kept on provoking, talking about call the police, but you see what his ass did? Walked the fuck out and left. Exactly. So on that, Melody in her confessional was like, "I'm not trying to cause drama. I just want him to get out of here." And she wishes that he would throw birthdays on his time, just like she had to throw Thanksgiving and Christmas on her time when he had them. Like I said before earlier in the video, she's been Christmas and Thanksgiving where she had to do Christmas and Thanksgiving and celebrate with her children before the actual day because she knew they were going to be with him on the actual holiday. And she respected that. But this nigga can't respect her time. Yeah, I would have told his ass to get the fuck on too. Especially your ass ain't putting in for nothing, ain't putting in for shit, ain't did shit, ain't celebrating nothing for how many years? No, get the hell on. So then we get to the last scene with not Kimmy, but Tisha, Kiki, and Melody. And they're talking about how Kiki was surprised that Tisha came, and then Tisha was letting her know, yeah, we decided to let bygones be bygones and move forward and be adults. And then Kiki talks about, being being happy that her and Tisha were able to talk about things and get stuff off of their chest. But she was surprised about Tiffany and her having an issue with her, which was new, and she's going to try to let it go. Which I agree. I would have just let that shit go. And if she would have said something again, it would have been on the pop. I don't give a damn. Yeah. Then Melody invites Kiki to her tea party that she's gonna be having. We're gonna see that next episode. But all in all, this episode was pretty good. I liked it. I mean, I guess a lot of people are saying they don't like it and they tired of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Because we know, like, I understand that part. I don't like that part where a lot of these scenes are produced and forced. But I'm liking the business scenes. Like, I'm appreciating it because we all tuned in the first season because this is what we expected it to be. Successful Black entrepreneurs in Huntsville making moves, doing business. So I'm appreciating that. But this is the end. I hope everyone liked my commentary. Like the video, subscribe, comment, and I'll be back for more. And Love and Marriage Huntsville won't be the only show that I review. I'm gonna be doing more. I'm gonna be doing The Collective. I'm thinking about doing Real Housewives of Atlanta just because Martell gonna be in there and I know it's gonna be something to talk about. Because I've been started watching Real Housewives of Atlanta like seasons ago. But I might tune in and review that as well. And any other shows you know, I watch a diverse, you know, diverse TV reality shows. So I'm gonna be doing different, and then, you know, just my regular commentary videos. But I did enjoy this, my first video, and let me know how you all liked it, and we'll be back.